Game that included one down the gutter. He's certainly going to hope that his day finishes much better than it started. So Dominic Barrett to get us underway. Match 6. Perfect start. The man simply known as Dom takes away all 10 in the opening frame.
Fantastic looking shot here. Keeps the ball down the right hand side of the lane. Lots of rotation. Start. Buries it. Pressure immediately onto Chris Barnes.
Can he put his early struggles out of his mind? Oh, no, he can't. Well, his form and his luck, neither taking a turn for the better.
Just the 5 there, Wayne, I'm afraid.
I was about to say, Cass, I mean, we thought that his form had changed in his opening 5 frames of his singles match. He was seemingly in control of it. Struggling.
The 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, the big 5. And he can only take 3 of them, so he opens frame number 1 with an open frame.
From the crowd, desperately trying to find that form that we all know he has.
Dom has obviously found it. Great looking double for Dom Barrett, and the crowd goes crazy right outside our commentary booth.
And for the second match in succession, Dom Barrett starts with a double.
And goes straight through the face, leaves a big 5, an open frame, and is struggling straight away.
And we're watching him in practice as well. It was just strike after strike with no pressure. Hasn't brought that game to the main event, though. And leaves a spare again.
Yeah, just the 9. Should be a single pin spare. This could be a clever selection by Oscar Palermo, the European captain, to spy out Chris Barnes as a man that's struggling on this lane.
Winner of 2 major titles, the US Open in 2005, Tournament of Champions a year later in the PBA. Takes away the spare. And it was very much up strikes in the opening 4 frames for Dom Barrett. He was playing well. That's why it's so surprising that Tim Mack has used his selection to put Dom Barrett up again. Of course, the local crowd here were delighted with that, getting behind him. Big support he has, and it is 3 in a row for Dom Barrett. And I just wonder if already, Cass, Tim Mack is regretting that decision.
He didn't look very happy just now, did he? And there he is. It's all down to me. He had a pretty poor game of 170 against Dom. And now he's picked Dom to go. And he's paying him back big time. Barnes, again, very much under pressure. Very unusual to find a lane that doesn't suit Chris Barnes. And that's a better looking shot and carries 10. A nice arc shot, curved up nicely from the outside. Nice bit of rotation. Very clean to take this game away. The lead is 32 pins already. We've only bowled 3 frames. Dom's working on 3, looking for 4.
Gets it!
Well, the roof nearly comes off our commentary booth. It's the Dom Barrett family sitting right next to us, and they are just going absolutely crazy.
Well, it's proving at the moment one of his biggest errors as captain, Tim Mack, in picking Dom Barrett for the captain selection. And the glum faces tell the story. Chris Barnes knows he absolutely has to double up his strikes here. And does. Well, this is top draw bowling now from Dom Barrett and Chris Barnes. The trouble is, Barnes has those first 2 frames to worry about. The open frame in frame 1 and the spare in frame 2. A 2-point advantage. Can he make it? 5 in a row, Dom Barrett.
Well, as I said, he's not going to give up these 32 pins. Chris Barnes is going to have to come and take them. And the form that Barrett's showing, if he can get one more here, and that looks pretty close.
And it is! 5 in a row from Dom Barrett. I don't want to jinx him, but halfway towards a perfect game.
So it's his turn to get those feet onto the approach, working on 2 strikes. Needs to get another one if he doesn't want to fall behind. That's how crazy this is.
No, he's never going to strike that really hard through the head pin, Chris Barnes. And he knew from the moment that it broke early again.
Yeah, we heard him shout out as soon as that ball was off the hand. And look at his face. You don't see that very often. Chris Barnes, he's
threw away a winning position in his singles match.
Well, that's the situation. It's 54 pins adrift, is Barnes. I really can't see him pulling that back. And as I say, it's Dom Barrett who's leading the charge of the Light Brigade here.
Now, can he hit the first six-pack? It is a six-pack from Dom Barrett. And people inside the...
I think Barnes has given up the ghost. Talking to himself again.
It's become a practice session really now for Chris Barnes. He knows it's over, and the messenger, much the same with Tim Mack, just missing the 10-pin, and the messenger not really doing its job for the USA at the moment, Cass.
Definitely not. No, it's flying across the pin dip, but it's not taking out the 10-pin. It's laying in the gutter. Chris can only spare, moves further behind. 65 pins adrift. You would say that this is all over.
What a chance for Dom Barrett to rack up the first perfect game of Weber Cup 11. Frame 7. And strike number 7. This is fabulous stuff from Dom Barrett. Well, talk about rubbing Tim Mack's face in it.
Talk about rubbing Chris Barnes' face in it. Well, if looks could kill, Dom would be flat on his back, but they're having a good time. These guys have played together in the United States recently, and the game is all over, and I think Chris accepts that. So let's have a little laugh and see. But it's great to see Dom bowling this ball. He's not overhooking the ball.
Well, it's absolutely perfect every time into the 1-3.
Just letting it sail up the all line, just turn up slightly, a bit like this. But unfortunately, Chris cannot carry that corner pin.
Second time the 10-pin has stayed up.
Hit the pocket, leave a 10-pin. Oh, I think he's saying, take me away. I don't want to be here anymore. No, he takes the spare.
Half-heartedly bowling that down, Chris Barnes. It's been a horrible opening day for the 40-year-old. He's playing in the Weber Cup for the
in this
fifth
very
time.
Metrodome. Dom looking for 8.
Gets it! Yes! Just about. I thought the 7-pin was going to deny him there, Cass. It thought about it, but then it dropped down, much to the glee of the crowd here inside the Barnsley Metrodome. It is 8 in a row for Dom Barrett.
There's the 7-pin standing. Oh dear, it's going backwards. It's gone. Just for a fraction of a second. And that'll do for me. How relaxed this young man does look. As I say, there's the friends and family. They're on their feet going absolutely crazy.
Almost a 7-10 split. Oh, and he makes the strike. Looked for a moment as though he was going to have the worst split possible. But perhaps his luck has changed when it doesn't.
Wayne, we have to get serious now because this is frame number 9. And if Dom can rip the rack here, he will stand up to bowl a 300 game.
Can he do it? Oh, no. The 7-pin that threatened to stay up in the previous frame has denied him the 300 that he and this crowd inside the Barnsley Metrodome desperately wanted.
Unfortunately, it was just a fraction light in the pocket. There was lots of pin action, but the
39 scored so far for Dom Barrett. It is going to be the biggest score of the opening session. He gives himself a small split there. Chris Barnes.
And he's nearly shot a 300 game.
Oh, what a shame, look at that. 279 possible here for Dom Barrett. Will be the biggest score of the opening session. The crowd still willing him on for his 9th strike, and he gets it. Earns himself a couple more balls, Dom Barrett.
But he's absolutely creaming this now. He's really stroking that ball well. Very relaxed. No pressure whatsoever, just rolling it down. Does this every Saturday night down the local centre. There's another one. This is fantastic bowling. Even the captain applauds him, and the crowd are on their feet.
10 strikes for Dom Barrett.
I don't think he's going to bowl this one left-handed, is he? I think he wants the 279 game.
Yeah, a bit more serious this time, Dom Barrett.
Oh no, he's playing two-handed. Look at that. Well, it's going to miss, but just 3 pins. How crazy is that? What great bowling. Well picked, Oscar Palermo, and well picked, Tim Mack. Thank you very much.
272 score then, the highest score so far, and a 4-2 lead for Europe after the opening day. Look at that rather impressive scorecard, and what a shame about that pesky 7-pin that stayed up in the 9th frame. And good encouragement as well for Chris Barnes. He really has struggled in this opening session. Gets himself a strike. Remaining 4 sessions of that, you can be sure. And a double for Barnes. Can he finish off with all 3?
Yeah, he's just going to make 200, but that doesn't matter. You can share a joke now with the...
That's not ideal for the captain, is it? When the player you pick scores the highest total of the day, and it is a turkey to finish for Chris Barnes. Much appreciated by the crowd here. 204, 1 or 2 cries defiantly of USA from the few American supporters in the crowd here, but 272, 204 for Dom Barrett. We almost had the first perfect game